It's the time when everybody's in a frenzy, and right now there's a weather event going on, which puts people in even more of a frenzy. And this time of year, I always come back to Charlie Brown's Christmas, and you know, Charlie Brown seeing all the stuff going on, including Snoopy with all this stuff on his doghouse, and you know, and asking Linus, "What's Christmas all about?" And Linus goes, "Well, it's about peace on earth, goodwill towards others, right?" I mean, that's the essence of this holiday season, and maybe not even the holiday season, right? Wouldn't we all like to have peace on earth and goodwill towards others all the time? And you know, so even if we're not in the holiday season, a lot of us show up for meditation, want to learn how to meditate, learn how to do mindfulness, because we want peace of mind. I can't tell you how many people have said that to me, just want some peace of mind. You know, so this thing about peace, give me peace, peace, you know, so what's getting in the way of that, right? That's the question. Why can't the mind be at peace? Why can't the body be at peace with whatever is going on? And so today we want to just kind of explore that a little bit. With that little introduction in mind, we'll start with just a grounding sit like we often do. So you can just take your meditation posture. If you're relatively new to the practice, you want to have a stable base and really feel the support of that stable base. And then invite the spine to be as upright as possible. So that inviting the uprightness invites alertness so that we can really be present with what's happening. But we don't want to be stiff. We can also be relaxed. So upright and relaxed and also stable. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes. If not, just have a soft gaze. Don't be looking around. And we'll let the bell transition us into a first meditation. So with the fading of the sound of the bell, we can let go of the arriving, the logging in, the wondering what's going to happen today thing, and all the stuff that it took to get here. And this is the invitation to just be present with what's actually happening right here, right now. We can start by checking in with the mood of the mind. You know, what is the energy in the mind right now? Is it frenetic still with that whole arrival process, or thinking, planning, it's not even fully here? Or has it collapsed and been quiet? Now that the eyes are closed. Is it sleepy? Is it alert? What's just the overall energy? And we don't judge it, we just notice it's like this. And then we can check in with the body, the general energy of the body, that too. You know, does it feel alive and alert, or does it feel tired, collapsing? Or does it just feel relaxed, kind of balanced? Again, not judging, just noticing it's like this. And let's set the intention for this meditation to just do a body scan, to just check in. How is the body right now? And because the body can often tell us the truth of what our experience is, even when the mind is kind of making up stories about it. So we start the body scan by just bringing the attention to the feet. If they're in contact with the floor, maybe, or not, just feeling it's the sensation of the feet. Do they feel pressure maybe against a surface? Are they tight or relaxed? Are they numb, or is there a sensation there at all? We don't do this, again, to judge whether it's good or bad. We're just training the mind to pay attention to how is it right now. The feet are like this. And maybe even as you're observing the feet, You notice changing sensation, maybe tingling, hot or cold, maybe more sensation in one foot than the other. And you can just keep noticing all these small changing things to notice just in the feet. You can spend a whole meditation just observing the feet. Does it feel, do they feel tight, or do they feel relatively stress-free, at ease, grounded, supported? The feet are like this. We can move the attention up the ankles, maybe check in with the calves to see how they are. The knees, noticing if there's any sensation there. Up into the thighs. How are the thighs today? Are they relaxed, or is there some tension there? We don't have to do anything about it. We can just notice it's like this. The thighs, sensation is like this. Up into the hips, noticing whether we just feel the support of the hips, or if we notice some kind of tension in the whole hips and pelvic region. And maybe just in observing, we see a change from tension to no tension, or the other way around. How are the hips right now? Is there relaxation, ease, or is there tension? Or is it numb? You can just notice however it is. Maybe we notice the mind might be wandering off, and if it is, just re-invite it to come back to the body, the sensation in the hips. How is it right now? And from there, we can move the awareness up into the lower back, noticing how that is. Not judging, just noticing tension, no tension, sensation, no sensation. The lower back, up into the middle back, upper back. Maybe noticing the shoulders. How are the shoulders? Is there relaxation there, or is there tension? Maybe the right feels different from the left. We don't judge any of this. We just notice the shoulders are like this. Changing sensation in the shoulders. Tension, ease, numbness, whatever it is, it is. And moving from the shoulders down both arms, noticing how the upper arm, lower arm, down into the hands and fingers, and noticing sensation there. Is there tension, relaxation, pressure, tingling, hot, cold, numbness? How are the hands and fingers? Maybe noticing changing sensation or no sensation. You can notice that as well. Hands and fingers are like this. And then moving back up the arms, the wrists, the arms, shoulders, up into the neck. Noticing how that is. Are we holding tension in the neck or the base of the head? Paying attention to what's the sensation in the neck and the base of the head. Is it changing, or is it the same? Tension, no tension. And moving up into the back of the head, top of the head, down into the forehead, and the eyes. So the temples, the eye sockets. Is there relaxation or tension? Again, not judging, just noticing the eyes are like this. Noticing change, not doing anything, just observing. And then from the eyes, moving down into the cheeks and the jaw. How's the jaw? Is there tension or relaxation? Sensations. The jaw is like this. The mouth. And from the mouth up into the nose, the nasal cavities, maybe feeling the breath coming in and out of the nose. Moving down into the throat, into the upper chest. What's the sensation in the upper chest? The heart, tension, relaxation. Down into the belly. Resting the awareness in the belly. Noticing if there's sensation there. Tension, relaxation. Maybe feeling the pulse of the breath. What do we notice about the belly? And that belly brings us to the awareness of the movement in the body, the breath, the energy coming and going. Maybe we can just expand that awareness from the belly up back into the chest, the head, over to the whole body, feeling the whole body breathing. Whatever way we sense that. Maybe you sense it in a specific location, or maybe you do feel just the receiving, letting go of energy. Just what is that rhythm of the body breathing? And with this noticing, is there tension or is there ease? If there's ease, keep the awareness with the breath. If not, just think back and think, where in the body did there feel like there was some sense of ease? Maybe the stability of the feet or the hands, the grounding of the hips. Where can the mind rest the awareness to a sense of ease or peace? And if nothing comes to mind, just stay with the breath, the rhythm of the breath, and just notice the effect on the mind of watching the breath, breathing in, breathing out, receiving, letting go. And from that, we can expand the awareness back to the sense of the whole body. How is it right now? Maybe it's different from when we first started this meditation. And how's the mind? Is the mind agitated, calm, sleepy, alert? Just what's the mood, the energy of the mind? If we don't judge this, just notice how it is. This way we get to know the mind, the body, noticing where the mind can rest in ease, where the body rests in ease. Any amount. This is our practice. The ringing of a bell invites us to bring the awareness back to the surface. Maybe just reflecting a little bit on what you might have noticed, and then letting that go and coming back to the awareness of being here with the eyes open. So that was a relatively long grounding sit, but just trying to invite that sense of the body awareness as a way to notice whether there's tension or ease or numbness in the body, and how that maybe you noticed how the mind responded to that. And maybe if there was a place of tension, the mind resisted that, it didn't want it. Or if there was some place that really did feel calm, you go, oh, I just kind of want to rest there, whether it was the rhythm of the breath or the sense of grounding of the feet, whatever. And so we can use this as a way to give the mind something to do, pay attention to, but as a way to learn how the mind relates to its experience. And again, coming back to the theme of, when can the mind be at peace or ease? When can the body be at peace? And, I started thinking about what peace is. Well, peace is a lack of conflict, right? And we don't see too much peace in the news. It's part of what's stressing us all out. The mind gets caught by that, all the conflict that's going on around us. And the question that we can ask ourselves is, can the mind be aware of experience but not be in conflict with it? Whether it's the experience of what we're thinking, whether it's experience of a body sensation, being in conflict with something that feels painful or feels numb and we want to feel a sensation, or whether it's other people, or whether it's, the news of the world. Can the mind have a lack of conflict with whatever is going on? And we've talked about this many times before. One of the definitions of stress is wanting things to be other than they are, right? We don't want it. And so we're in conflict with our current experience, whether it's a thought or a sensation or another person. And so our mindfulness practice, we can notice if there's ease or not at any moment in the mind and the body. And we can notice what's getting in the way of that. And usually what's getting in the way of the mind being at ease is a conflict or a resistance to whatever's happening. We either want something that we don't have, or we want to get rid of something that we don't like, right? That's where the conflict comes. The mind is in conflict with whatever it's experiencing. And so this noticing, it doesn't mean that we just have to accept everything that's happening. So if there is something, a person or a situation that's painful, or a sensation that's painful, first noticing what's happening and inviting a sense of ease in the experience, not adding to it, as we've talked about numerous times before. And then with that ease can come the clarity to know if something needs to be done, right? Do we need to do something to minimize the amount of stress that's happening in this current situation, whether it's in the mind or body or another person or a situation? So this practice isn't passive, but by inviting peace or ease, we're also inviting the mind to have clarity. Because if we're reactive, if we're resisting, if we're in conflict with what our experience is, we're in an emotional state and we're not thinking clearly. And so what we want to do is train the mind to be aware of what's happening, be at relative ease, and then know if anything needs to be done. So we can do this by cultivating peace and going back to the Charlie Brown thing, a sense of goodwill, in the sense not of loving everybody and agreeing with everything that's happening, not looking for goodness in everything, but not being resistant or having ill thoughts or aversion to whatever's happening, but like an acceptance of it is like this. And then the question is, can I accept that this is how it is, not being in conflict with it? And then once I can be at some relative ease and clarity, then knowing if there's anything to do. So that's the basis of the practice. And we've done this, and those who have been doing this for a while have heard variations on this theme. That's really the core of what we're doing. And so can we notice what's getting in the way of the mind being at ease or at peace? So in that early meditation that we did, the grounding meditation, you may have noticed that there were times when it was peaceful. And then we can notice also, what is it that's getting in the way of the mind being calm or at ease? So to do this kind of meditation, the practice that we do in these meditation sessions is to train the mind to pay attention to what's happening right here, right now. So we give it a meditation object. So in that last one, we use the body, scanning to different parts of the body. And so and that doesn't have to be the only object we use. We can use the breath. We can use it just watching, changing the experience. But we set the intention to have the mind pay attention to this, hopefully something that the mind can rest with and be at ease with observing whatever it is that our meditation object is. So that's the intention. And those of us who have been practicing for a while know that the mind may stay with it for a while, but then it goes off someplace else and does something else. And so it's no longer resting in the awareness of that object. It's moving off to something, and usually it's in conflict with whatever it's doing. It's wanting something, it's leaning into it, wanting something different than what's right here, right now. Maybe it's bored and it's chasing some past experience or future experience. Or the mind may be pushing against maybe a sensation in the body or a thought of either the past or the future. So there's a resistance, a conflict with whatever is coming up in the experience. And again, the practice is just noticing it, like noticing what the mind is doing. What's the habit of the mind? Where does it go? Does it cause stress or not? And if it does, just invite it. Do it, can we calm down a little bit? And then does anything really need to be done? Or can we go back to watching what we're watching? So this is a practice over and over. And we do this in meditation so that when things happen in real life, the mind notices and can calm and then decide if anything needs to be done. So this isn't a self-centered practice. It's something we take into the world. So with that being said, I just invite in this next meditation to, choose your meditation object, whatever really works for you. Maybe you found something in that last meditation that the mind could rest with, that was at ease with. If not, the breath is always good. So we'll set the intention to be with that meditation object and then see what happens. Notice what's getting in the way of the mind staying with that, staying with a relative calm of resting in that object. So what causes the mind to get into conflict with the experience, wanting something different, and have curiosity. We always invite curiosity, like what's the mind up to? And keeping that curiosity as a way of taking the tension out and just saying, what can I learn from this? Isn't this interesting? So let's go into some practice about inviting peace or ease and noticing what gets in the way. So taking our meditation posture again, whatever works for you, feeling supported. And we'll let the bell transition us. So the sound of the bell, again, inviting us to let go of all that talking, the ideas, the concepts, coming into this present experience. So taking the meditation posture, grounded, upright, relaxed, eyes closed or soft, and turning inwards. To just notice again, what's the current mood of the mind? Maybe it's thinking about everything that was just said or arguing with it. Or maybe it's going to sleep. Just what is the mood of the mind? Can it rest just in this experience right here? Feeling the energy, agitated, calm, sleepy. Just noticing this, not judging it. The body, the general energy of the body. Just noticing how it is. This mind, this body are like this. Body resting on support, mind resting in the body. And then we can invite in this meditation for the mind to rest in a meditation object, awareness of a specific object, again, whether it's a place or a sensation in the body, maybe it's the breath, the rhythm of the breath, receiving, letting go, energy in the body with the breath. Or maybe it's just noticing moment to moment experience, changing thoughts, sensations, sounds. Just set your meditation object, what you plan to pay attention to, or a place where the mind can be at relative peace, rest, ease. So we set this intention to stay with that object, and then we can notice what happens. Setting the intention to be present with our chosen object, moment to moment. It's like this. Can check in with what the mind is doing. Does it still stay with the meditation object? And if so, is it a relative calm? Or we can notice if the mind's wandered off. And if so, what it's doing, what it's paying attention to. Noticing the effect if it causes tension or wanting, not wanting. How's the mind experiencing whatever's happening? Notice this, and then reset the intention to be with the meditation object. Moment to moment awareness, the mind resting with awareness of this meditation object. Noticing what the mind is paying attention to. Whether the mind and body can be at ease or peace with this, or if it's off doing something that's causing conflict or not wanting or wanting. If there's any kind of tension, noticing what the mind's doing. We don't try to push it away. We just notice this is the effect. And then reset the intention to go back to the meditation object. The mind resting in awareness, moment to moment, with the meditation object. Noticing what happens in the mind. Is it ease? What brings ease? And what gets in the way of ease? We do this by starting with resting in the meditation object. Checking in with the mind to see what it's paying attention to. Is it still with a meditation object, resting there, or is it caught on something else, resisting, conflicting with thoughts, sensations, memories, plans, body sensation? We can just notice, especially since we've been sitting for a while, the mind may be stuck. Can we notice what the mind is stuck on? Just acknowledge it, not try to push it away. Just be present with it, inviting a sense of ease. If there's a strong body sensation, from this place of acceptance, we can adjust or do something to correct it. If the mind's really agitated and just won't calm down, we could actually do a practice to, once we recognize what's going on, we've accepted our mind is crazy today. We can actually do something to invite the mind to be at ease, to be accepting. So we can use phrases, just repeating maybe on the in-breath and out-breath, inviting on the in-breath, saying peace, on the out-breath, ease. So receiving the in-breath, peace. Letting go on the out-breath, saying the word to ourselves, ease, peace, or ease. So using these words to help provide a suggestion to the mind, to invite peace or ease to the mind, to the body. Or if those words don't work, maybe you have other words that work. The phrase I use is just this. On the in-breath, just. The out-breath, this. So accepting, it's just this. Inviting ease, peace. So maybe practice with the words if that works for you. Just seeing what the effect is. Peace, ease. It's just this. This experience right here, right now. It's just like this. It changes moment to moment. And can we notice how to be with this experience without resistance, not in conflict with it, with some clarity to know this peace. It's not passive, but it's also not, it's just a sense of not being in conflict with this experience, inviting that clarity. We do this so that we may live with more peace, peace of mind, peace of body. And we do this also that others around can sense that and feel more at ease. So this is an act of generosity to practice in this way. May all beings be at ease. May we all find a little bit of peace, moment to moment. So the bell invites us to bring the awareness back to the surface, maybe reflecting a little bit on what you may have noticed in that practice, where the mind went, what led to peace, what led to tension, the effect of resistance, the effect of acceptance. Maybe just something, a takeaway that you may have found useful. And then letting that go and just coming back to awareness of being here. And just, once again, a reminder that this practice, this whole idea of peace isn't passivity. It's not being a doormat. It's inviting clarity. And it is a gift that we can give to ourselves and to others as a way to be in this world. And so when we do this practice, You know, it's not selfish. It seems like locking yourself up in your room is, you know, cutting yourself off from the world. But we're doing this so that we can engage in the world in a more beneficial way. So it's actually an act of generosity for everyone. So hopefully something here was helpful, and just grateful that you are willing to do this practice, and happy to see everybody here, and hope to see you again soon. So be well, take care of yourself.